Hey there, so I've heard that you are in a file management crisis and you need a little bit of a helping hand tidying up those files and just, tidying up everything, making everything nice and neat and tidy. So hopefully I can help you out here. I'm going to try and make this a quick video because I do not want to drag on for 10 minutes talking about file management. I'm working in a very tight space now. I've got cats running about me, so if they pop into frame I do apologise. I'll try not to tap the microphone, all this stuff. Okay, right, let's go. So first of all, I need to show you how to start screen recording, as I know that you can use screen recording to submit this part of the course. So whatever I'm talking about now is obviously going to be through the Mac. Okay, so to screen record on a Windows, all that you need to do is click onto your search bar at the bottom left hand side and click in Xbox Game Bar. Once you've got that, click in and you'll see a little recording window, and through that you can then record your screen. If you click away and the app doesn't show up at the bottom taskbar, you can hit Windows and G and it should pop back up. And these files will save to your video folder. So first of all, let's show you how to start a new recording. If I go up here, it's blanked out now because I'm currently recording, but if you get into new screen recording, so this is in QuickTime Player in your Mac. Get into QuickTime Player, open it up, File, New Screen Recording. It's quite often now on more modern devices like your new iPads and your iPhones that you have just a little scroll down bar, and underneath the scroll down bar you've got a little record sign. You can also screen record like that. Alright, so I thought it could be quite interesting, rather than me just droning on telling you this is where you put this, this is where you put that, I thought it could be quite interesting for us to have a little look back on how I controlled my file management back when I was a student. Now, the thing about file management is no two ways are going to be the same, and no two ways are going to work. If I had to give you two different options on how to use how to utilise file management, one might stick out to you. You might think, oh yeah, that's really clicking with me, and the other way is still equally valid, but it might just not click in the same way. So the one thing that we do not want is for your files to be all over your desktop. That is the one thing that we do not want. You do not want, I mean, you can even look at my Mac now, it's quite tidy. Everything's in its folder and named, so I know exactly where everything is. There's my audio, native instruments, etc. So this is not scripted. I have not looked at this, and I thought we could have a little look together. We could see what's been good in my previous file management and what I could improve on. So this is going back a number of years now. So let's have a look. So we've got college, extra work, Photoshop, sound library. So far it's looking pretty good. Everything's in its designated folder. I've not got images and audio files and footage sprayed about here. So excellent, let's click into college, see what's there. Film and sound engineering. File management is a tool not only to help you keep track of where all your stuff is, it's a tool to show your organisations when it comes to employment. If you had to go to an employer and say that they wanted to look at some of your other work on the fly, and you load up a hard drive and there's stuff scattered everywhere, that's not going to look good on the employer. So having everything in its neat little package, it's one of the best things that you can do for yourself and your projects. One thing I'm kind of scared to look at is how I've organised my footage and my audio, because I've got a particular way of doing it now. I don't think I implemented it back here. So let's have a little look, shall we? This was an old thing that I worked on. It was a suicide awareness script that I worked on. So let's click in here. So as we can see, we've got everything quite nice and tidy. And we've got our paper, everything's organised. You get your paperwork in the one folder. Excellent. Storyboards in the paperwork folder. That's, wow, didn't want to click into that. Wow, I've even got my individuals docs and PDFs of the storyboard. So this is how on top of your game you have to be. And again, this was something that I done back at NQ level. So that you need, if you can nip this in the bud right now and get your file management pristine, it's really going to help you out in the long term. So yeah, there we are. Paperwork's all sorted. I'm going to leave footage and audio last. So Pro Tools is an audio-based software, so that's what that is, just in case you're curious. I'm not going to spend any time in here just because it's not needed. The big tellers, let's look in these two fellas, shall we? And I'm kind of curious to see what I'm going to come up with. Footage, oh right, okay, so this is how I done it back then. I would probably say it's still how I would do it now. I've got every single camera in its designated folder, so you can see I've used a Blackmagic 80 and 60D. So this is a bit of a fail on my end. This was filmed over 2 days, and day one, I don't like. Really, what I should be doing is this. And dragging them in there. So that's been my first flaw, my first negative that I'd have to say about this file management. So there's on my first shoot now in the one folder. And if I click in, let's just say the 60D. So this is how it's still quite relevant to how I would use it. SC is scene, SH is shot, and T just means take. There are so many different ways of doing this, but I would recommend the night or day after you stop filming, it's a pain in the rear end, I know, but name all of your footage and audio. That way when it comes to the editing stage, I know. So scene 1, shot 4, take 1. Right, if I'm going to use that as in my edit, I can quickly link up, so I can guarantee you my other shots are going to be titled similar. Yep, here we go. I can just do a quick name search in Adobe or LumaFusion or whatever you're using, and you can find all the files with the same names. So here we are, everything is titled, so I know exactly what shots line up with what. Perfect. Excuse the cat. Okay, so yeah, that's ideal. That's going to make my life a hell of a lot easier to sync up in the edit. And the same should be in the second shoot. I'm going to say it is going to be the same in the second shoot, unless... Yep, so I was a bit ballsy here. I've dropped the hat in the second shoot. I got lazy, and I can guarantee you that would have been a pain in the rear end to edit. So I have not named anything, and I can tell you what I've done. I've went off of the number of clips the cameras took. So I got really lazy here, which is a shame on me. And I'm going to say that these are probably the same. Yep. So I made my life a hell of a lot more difficult in the second shoot. That is awful. I'm a bit ashamed of that, I have to say. Oh god, what's the audio like? Yep. Right. So this is an excellent example. Day one, everything was perfect. Bang on, got everything titled well. And day two, I dropped the hat. And because of that, I can guarantee you there's been a few more hours added onto the editing time. So, shame on me. Don't let yourself do what I've done. Do as I say, not as I do. Title your projects properly. Yep, learn from my mistakes. Do not do that. But yeah, this is quite a good project file management. You've got your paperwork individually, footage, audio individually, and even an audio editing session along with your Premiere Pro session or LumaFusion or DaVinci, whatever you decide to edit on. And I'd recommend that you do this with all of your work in general. yeah, do not have images all over your screen and footage and XYZ. Keep everything in its own folder, please. It's not only easier for you to find what you need, it's easier for you to submit the things that you need. It's easier for you, if you're going to get yourself a hard drive, get yourself a hard drive, please. Get yourself a hard drive and copy everything over. And once you've copied everything over onto your hard drive, it's already neatly filed because you've done it on the college systems. But yeah, that's another note as well. Get yourself a hard drive. If you don't already have one, get yourself a good portable hard drive. And I wouldn't even say one, I would say 2 or more. Because yeah, this one here is broken. Let me eject this now and I'll show you what happened to it. It's the tiniest little dent. I don't know if you can see it right there. There's a little dent. What happened was I dropped it and it hit the top of my chair and it dented it. And even though you could see the footage there, it is not usable because as soon as you try and copy something new onto it, it corrupts everything. So I have 3 backups of everything that's on this on other HDDs. I've got an SSD in the college at 1 terabyte ready to go whenever I need it. So yeah, I would highly recommend get yourself plenty of hard drives because filming takes up a lot of space, especially if you're getting into the 4K territory or more or higher up, better quality. So yeah, I hope this hasn't been a waste of time and I hope that you've took on board something. This is the way that I use my file management. This is not the be all and end all. But yeah, so that's been a little flashback to the past for me and I hope that you've learned a little something from going in and out of those folders. So thank you for watching. And yeah, don't just do this for college. Take a page from this little lesson for life. Keep everything organised. It makes everything so much easier. Alright, thanks again. I'll see you later on.